Hello! Welcome back to another video. So today I'm doing something slightly different. As you can see on the screen, I am actually doing a little compilation of 3 speed paints in one, and this is going to be redraws of Sims 4 screencaps, but I think they're also referred to as screenies, so whichever you prefer. But basically, I'm pretty sure it's a common thing among artists to kind of, if you play The Sims, to recreate OCs inside the game. And so all of the OCs that you're going to see in this video actually belong to me and Taddy1907. And they are just a few of the many OCs that we've created in the game so far. So yeah, I thought it would be fun to kind of showcase these 3 speed paints. I'm going to preface by saying none of these are fully finished, so they're not like fully shaded, fully rendered, but I still thought it would be fun to kind of look at and show and just show different moments that have happened in the game. So we love to do the thing where we kind of open the game and go to visit characters. We have a bunch of different households and a bunch of different files that we have like kind of separate things on. And so we like to just go into the game and play like full autonomy where the characters kind of make their own decisions and do stuff that they choose to do, and it winds up making some really cute and fun moments. And so these are just a few highlights of those. So the first speed paint that you're seeing up on the screen is actually of a couple of our characters, Sandro and Agatha. And they, like I've talked about before, all of our stories kind of connect in various ways. And so they kind of connect to a bunch of various plot lines, but they also kind of have their own plot line as well. And they go along with the characters like the ruler of the underworld, Uriel, as well as a couple other characters and like demon and god characters. So Percival as well, who is the god of life, which I have mentioned before. And a couple of various characters in relation to them as well. So in The Sims, they're actually all in one little household. And so one of the things that we had them do when we went there is they have a little swing on the tree outside. And so basically we had this cute interaction happen where Agatha was asking Sandro to push her on the swing, and later Agatha's twin brother Ulysses also went out there and pushed Lucian on the swing, which is his lover, which is also a demon as well. And so just a quick little bit of information about them. So Sandro is actually a demon, but in the beginning parts of the story, he doesn't reveal that yet. So, you know, that's only found out a little later in the plot lines. And that kind of goes along with the plot line with Damien and Claudia, Damien is best friends with Lessa and actually distant cousins, I believe, or like second cousins or something like that. They are actually related.
So they are in the friend group with Lessa and Diane, as well as Matvey and Solomon, actually.
The plotline with Sandro and Agatha kind of takes place alongside the Damien and Claudia plotline as well, which is kind of being worked on at the moment. But yeah, Agatha herself is somebody who kind of has abilities that are similar to like Lessa and a few of the other characters. So she has the ability to manipulate the mist. And if you have been on the various pages, you kind of know like what that looks like. But to simplify it and paint like a clearer picture, I'll just say that it's kind of basically like having dark magic as an ability, if that makes sense. So it is dark and gray and purple and swirly, and it can do various things. And along with that usually comes other abilities, and there's various reasons for this, connecting to like the gods and the demons and things like that throughout our characters' lore. But one of the things that Agatha can do along with that is that she can see beings that would otherwise kind of disguise themselves, so she has like a sense for that. And in particular, her sense is strongly inclined towards demons specifically. So she deals a lot with demons, and throughout her story she's actually trying to find the demon that was originally attached to her. So her fiend that is supposed to be connected to her, she got separated from that fiend at some point, and so she's trying to find it throughout her personal backstory and stuff. And so Sandro kind of winds up helping her do that. They meet at some point, and their relationship dynamic is super duper cute because I think I would actually consider Agatha to be like Arrow Ace. And on top of that, she's a lot more like blank face and doesn't emote much, whereas he's more eccentric and out there. But their relationship is like just really respectful and sweet, and they just care about each other a lot. And it's kind of like that epiphany of realizing that she cares about him and wants to be around him. And I don't know, I just think that their dynamic in general is very cute and sweet. So yeah. The next speed paint that you're seeing is going to be of Danel and Patrick, which again, you've seen them appear on the pages. And they are from the storyline that is referred to right now as Out of the Dome or Under the Dome. And this came from a very cute moment where we went and played, I think around the holidays. I'm pretty sure it was around some specific event related to the holidays, because I had actually built us a little town square to go and play in. So I made a town square, and it was, at the time of this screenshot, it was actually decorated to be very Christmassy and very holiday themed. And actually, I think it is still decorated that way. I actually have to edit it to be like to go along with the seasons, but for now, that's what it is. So yeah, we wound up taking Danel and Patrick to the little town square to have a date, and we kind of just watched them and let them make choices on their own. And at some point they wound up going into one of the little huts that's there to kind of sit and like flirt and just be very cute on the couch. And it was just really sweet to watch them. And they wound up doing this little moment that I am redrawing here as well, where they were just kind of smooching and cuddling and hugging. And so I thought it would be a fun thing to redraw. And also something else I want to mention is that the reason I made this compilation is because the drawings themselves are fairly short because they aren't fully rendered, but I am also putting them in order on here. So the one with Sandro and Agatha was the first one that I ever did, and then this is the second one, and then the third one will be the third one, of course. And I hope to make this kind of a continuous series because it really is fun, and we have like a ton of screenshots, so there's like a bunch to choose from, and we have already made a huge amount of characters in there, but it's not even like close to the amount of characters that we have. So yeah, we've made over 200 in the game so far, but that's not even like close to how many that we have, and you know, we still want to keep adding more to that as well. So yeah, I just think it would be fun. And I have to mention, you know, of course, Taddy encouraged me to continue this little series as well. So I appreciate that. And I just think it would be fun all around. So yay. Also in this little speed paint, there is a little bonus part that you're seeing right now. And that's actually Orif and younger Danel. So as I was mentioning earlier, we have various files and various households that we play. So we don't do the thing where we start the characters off as very young and then kind of like age them up. We've actually made them separately and like aged them, like changed their ages with like MCCC and stuff like that, so that we have multiple versions, so that at any point we can visit any ages of the characters. We haven't done this for absolutely everyone so far, but there are several characters who have gotten like younger versions, so like baby, toddler, kid, teen, and then the adult versions. So the picture of Orif and baby Danel hugging is actually from a separate little file where we have some of the younger versions of the characters in there. And that was just a really cute moment where they were interacting, and they chose that on their own. I think those are like the best screenshots in my opinion, where the characters are kind of just choosing what they do. Although it is also fun to kind of like stage certain moments and like specifically set them up. But I really like when things kind of happen organically and we catch it, because both me and Taddy will always sit there and kind of like fawn over that, and it's just really fun to do. And a lot of the things that the Sims choose to do, like the OC Sims choose to do, really wind up lining up with their characteristics a lot, especially for Lessa and Dayun's Sims. So it's kind of wild how that happens sometimes, and it's just really fun and entertaining. So I don't know, we have a lot of fun playing the game, and I love to find ways to kind of incorporate things together, so art to go along with it. I hope that I can get Taddy on board to try to do it as well. Maybe she'll do some screen cap redraws. That would be awesome. But yeah. Also, over in the corner, you see this little thing that says we saved Danny. And that is actually because on the day that I made this art reveal for TikTok, so this is me setting up the TikTok right now because I do the erase away thing where you can see the screenshot and then the art underneath. I wrote we saved Danny because in the role play that one of the role plays that we're doing with them, we actually literally rescued Danel like that day, or I think maybe the previous day. I don't remember, but it was sometime around when I did that art reveal. So we actually literally rescued him in the role play, and I won't say too much about that because that'll spoil some parts of the story. But yes. And so here we are, the third speed paint, and this is actually Frederick and Fitzio. So I just want to quickly recap. So the first one, Sandro, is originally made by Taddy. The second one, Danel, is originally made by Taddy. And then this one features two characters that were originally made by Taddy. And if you've been following her page for a long time, or again, just our various social medias in general, you will recognize that Frederick and Fitzio are like really OG on the pages, along with other characters like Lessa and Vadim and Yevhen even, and like just various other characters are like extreme OGs, especially out of characters that Taddy originally made. But Frederick and Fitzio are like super OG as well, and I love them so much. We visited their household and that was just really fun to do because there's a lot of shenanigans that happens there. Their household is actually quite big because Frederick's adoptive father lives there, and then his like stepbrother and his stepbrother's fiance, and then of course the two of them are also there, obviously, as well as their cute little chubby cat Boris and Frederick and Fitzio's kids. So we made their household this way because we have always known what kids they're going to have. They adopt their children, and Taddy had always had it so that they would have their daughter Nadia. But we like later discovered that one of the characters that I made a while back fit really well with their dynamic, and so they wound up adopting Noah as well. And so they have two kids, and we've created them in The Sims as well. And another thing I want to mention is that they also are characters that connect through various storylines, but they also have their own storylines. That's a pretty common theme for pretty much all of our characters. They do have their own main storylines, but they connect really well with a lot of the other storylines. And so one of the storylines they actually connect to is a comic that we were working on a while back, and we're actually working to revamp that now. You might remember it, you might know of it. It is called Happiness Is You. That is currently being revamped alongside all of the other things that we're working on, including one of the things that we're working on and we have in the works is the plot line that is Frederick and Fitzio's like main plot line. And again, they connect to others because Frederick and Fitzio are actually really close friends with Lessa and Dayun as well. So Fitzio and Dayun have a very similar personality, and so they are kind of friends from the time that they meet, which is in like around high school age. Initially, Frederick is not super keen on being friends with them because he sees Lessa as a rival, but this rivalry is really, really one-sided. And my poor baby Frederick is just really struggling with a lot of various things at the time. And so Lessa really just wants to be his friend, and he doesn't know what is going on with Frederick being so like uptight about things, but Frederick sees him as a rival, and so he's like ready to fight him at every corner, but it winds up making a lot of cute, funny moments happen. But another thing I want to say about Frederick and Fitzio is that I am so glad that we are adding back some of their original like characteristics. They never really like went away necessarily, but they weren't featured properly and they weren't depicted properly, especially when we were experimenting and starting to work with the original version of like Happiness Is You and whatnot. But I'm so glad that we're adding their characteristics back because it's actually the case that Frederick is kind of like an angelic being and Fitzio is kind of a demonic being, so an angel and demon dynamic, which I think is so cute. They're already adorable, and just adding that extra layer is like so cute to me. I love Frederick and Fitzio so freaking much, and I'm literally so happy that we are putting their original characteristics back. And so Frederick also connects to other characters like Percival, which is actually technically his dad in a way, as far as like angels go and gods go. So yeah, and then Fitzio
connects to the other characters like Uriel, you know, who is the ruler of the underworld, and other various characters in those spaces. So like I said, they all connect in various ways, and I absolutely love that about our characters. Taddy does a fantastic job making everything fit together and piece together, and I'm always super impressed with that. So yeah, that is awesome and so cool, and she should be definitely praised and credited for that at all times in relation to our stories and things. But yeah, I really love Frederick and Fabrizio, and I think they're super sweet, and this was really fun to redraw. I struggled a little bit with Fabrizio's face, but I think this turned out pretty cute. So yeah, that is pretty much it for now. Now I'm going to show you on screen the screen cap versus the drawing. Again, these are not fully finished, but I do think they turn out cute. You know, you can consider flat colors fully finished if you want to. There are no rules. This is art. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I hope that you enjoyed that. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Hello, if you're new, welcome in. I hope you stick around. And if you are not new here, thank you so much for being here. I hope you will stay around as well. And yeah, please like the video and subscribe if you want to see more from me. And I really appreciate you. So I will see you very soon. Please take care, and thanks again.